Simon is in Rhode Island. Hi, Simon. Welcome to the EntreLeadership podcast.
Hi, Dave. Thanks for having me today.
Sure. What's up?
I'm the owner of a HVAC company. We have 10 employees. Last year we did $2.5 million. This year we're looking at maybe 3.25. We're at the trailblazer stage.
Good.
So as our team grows, we're struggling with creating processes that also incorporate accountability, especially for the technicians in the field. This is basically to address situations where unintentional damage has happened in customers' homes and kind of making them part of the process of how do we make the client whole and what do we do to resolve this.
So give me an example. They tear up something in somebody's house?
Yeah, an example of it was we work a lot in the Newport market, which, these houses can be hundreds of years old. We're bringing a 800-pound boiler down the stairs and the step breaks. They look at us as we did damage to the house. We kind of say to them, it broke, and what I'm trying to be careful with is, one, not to have the technician in a battle with a homeowner, but two, when we get the call after and it's the office staff that has to deal with it, sometimes it's not fair to the office staff to have to kind of clean up the mess at times. And this isn't a major thing. It's just a small thread that I've noticed.
Your techs are paid hourly or by the job or what?
Hourly, yes.
Okay. All right. So, actual cost, not hassle or drama, but actual cost of these events out of your 3.25, I suspect would be less than 0.25%, probably, right?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, it's not much. It's hardly anything.
Right.
And so you got 10 people in the field, and so they're doing an average of $325,000 a year each in production. Does that sound right?
Yeah, there's 8 people in the field and 2 in the office. But
okay,
yeah,
so it's not. It's more like $400,000 production for the 8 in the field. Then.
Right.
Okay. And so if you're a tech and I'm giving you responsibility for making $400,000 worth of customers happy, I think you could give them a make the customer happy budget per job.
Okay.
Built into the estimate that says, on average, and if you don't have to use the money on this job, you may have to use all of it on the next job. See what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm going to give you do $400,000 a year, Bob, the technician. And so I'm going to give you $4,000 a year budget to make the customer happy. And if you need to spend $800 on a broken step, then you got $3,200 for the rest of the year. So when the customer has a problem, we're in these high-end, expensive, old houses. These customers have a different expectation because they're high-end people. They have an expectation of unbelievable service and caring. So I'm gonna deputize Bob to make the customer happy and give him the budget to do it.
Makes sense.
And give him the freedom because he's the one on site. That takes it completely and say, gosh, ma'am, we just broke your step. We're going to take care of it. Don't worry about it. It shouldn't have broke. It's an old step. I'm so sorry, but we're going to get the boiler in, and I got a guy coming over here to fix the step. It's on us. We got you. There's a hole in the wall. Drywall guy's on the way. Painter's following him up tomorrow. I've already made the call, ma'am. In addition to taking care of your heat and air, I'm going to make sure that that this ding where the thing fell off the dolly and creased the drywall, that might happen, right? And, I'm just making stuff up here on the fly, but I'm just thinking about construction. And so, so the painter's on the way. And, you might even have a couple of subs that you guys have on call for all of your 10 guys can call. We call Pete the guy that does painting. Henry does the drywall. If we need a little bit of carpentry work done, we call, or maybe it's a little handyman that does all of it. It's on retainer with you guys almost, and he's just standing by to make a customer happy. And this is like a Ritz-Carlton type level of service.
It is, and that's exactly what we're trying to serve. And I guess the bigger problem is when we don't know and the customer calls in later.
Well, then I'm going to say, Bob, you weren't doing your job, because your job is to make the customer happy. The way you make the customer happy is you put in the stinking heat and air, and you fix any problems that were there while you were there. You don't leave the job with a freaking hole in the wall. Now, that's accountability for like a performance, because I just changed his KRA, his key results area. His key result area is not simple technician. It's make the customer happy by being a technician and cleaning up your dad-blame mess, whatever you left behind.
Right.
And so, Bob, we don't want to if I get 4 calls in on one tech from mad customers who didn't take care of stuff after I deputized him and gave him the freaking money and gave him the guy to call to fix it, and he didn't even bother to do any of it. Now, we got a different problem, assuming I've told him that that's what I want him to do.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I think you can lay that out as a system, and it'll work good. I love your spirit on this. It's a beautiful thing. I like thinking through it with you. You guys are studs. You're killing it. How long have you had this open?
You got time for a quick brag?
Yeah, sure.
So actually, as I talk to you, I'm currently in Florida with my wife and my daughters, and it's the first time in my life I'm ever able to take 2 straight weeks out of work. And my team's handling it, and it's incredible.
Yeah. Well, the stuff you're talking about is the stuff that moves you from trailblazer to peak performer. So you're the exact question. It's the type of symptomatic thing in a business at Trailblazer. And at Trailblazer, you should be taking a vacation. Way to go. Very proud of you, man. Good work. That means you put the people in place to win. I'm so proud of you. Well done, Simon. Very, very, very cool. Fabulous. Fabulous, fabulous. Love it. This is the EntreLeadership Podcast.